Hello retro gamers and welcome to a new episode of Sunday Quickie. The very first one for 2022 actually. I'm surprised we made it most of the way through February before finally making one. I guess just my video release schedule has been better than usual. And also I wanted to give myself a week to finally nip the Vectrex mini project in the bud. I'm so close, so just going to give myself a week. And anyway, it's relevant to this video. If you don't know what Sunday Quickie is, it's a video that's usually on a Sunday, although today's actually a Saturday. There's no script, there's very mild production values, but most importantly, there is a retro gaming subject that we can all look at and delve into together in real time and just off the cuff sort of thoughts on it. Just cool little things in the retro gaming scene that I can't really justify an entire video for, but stuff that's cool enough for this format, as you can see by my erratically moving hands. Today we have Tomb Raider on the 3DO, so not on the PlayStation, not on the PC, not even on the Sega Saturn, but the Panasonic 3DO, which, as you probably know if you're a Tomb Raider fan, never made it onto the 3DO because the 3DO was sort of in a weird spot when Tomb Raider came out. It was losing a lot of its support, and as we'll see, it was definitely technically up to snuff to play Tomb Raider, but yeah, there was never an official release. So luckily, we have the homebrew and open source community to thank to bring it to us today, and that's what we're looking at. So, to the computer monitor. As we can see here, we have a GitHub page, and the project is called OpenLara. Now, if OpenLara sounds familiar to you, it's because it was hitting the rounds sometime late last year about a port of Tomb Raider running on the Game Boy Advance. And I was going to make a video about this myself, but I don't have a way of playing. There's a very loud crow out there. I didn't really have a way of playing it on real hardware. I don't have like a ROM card or anything, so I should probably get on that. So, I could have shown it to you through emulation, but I thought that would be a bit lame, so I sort of just let it go. But this comes from the same guy. So here we go. The video is actually a little bit older, so it actually came out before the GBA version. He posted that 3 months ago. But if we take a more in-depth look into their page, we can see that there's actually ports for many different devices. The Switch, Xbox, Android, the PlayStation Vita. I'll definitely have to give that a crack. iOS, it goes on and on and on. He has a forum thread here that started in late 2016. Wait, is that for November or March? What sort of date time there are they using? Anyway, sometime in 2016. So basically he's made it with web design in mind. So if we go onto the webpage here, there's actually a direct link here to just straight up launch Tomb Raider in the browser. Like, look at that. I haven't, downloaded any special extensions or anything like that. This is just running straight through Chrome as is. So I'll quickly just show you it here. Although it's not really what the video is about, but that's sort of the origins of the project. It's sort of where it came from. And 3DO is just one of many different releases. So the cool thing about this is if we have a look at the download, which I've already downloaded, so let me just bring that up on screen now. Downloads as a zip. It's only 18 megabytes, but it downloads as a disk image file, DIF. Is that a shortening that we're using? I don't know. Anyway, it's the point I'm making is that you can burn it to a disk and actually play it on actual hardware, which is what I've done. So I will show you the footage. I've decided for these sort of videos a little while back to not play them in real time and to discuss them, because then the videos just go way too long. And I honestly find it really hard to concentrate on the game and to come up with sort of thoughts that are worth saying at the same time. So I've already played it, and I'll overlay some footage and I'll discuss it as we go. Basically, there isn't really much else here. There's just like a little README file that has all the controls. So there's your general controls, but there's also some sort of developer controls, I guess. If you push the X button, it skips to the next level, and if you push P, there is a free cam mode, which I will show. So I might as well just get the footage rolling now, because why not? So straight away we can see it says exclamation mark, early alpha version, exclamation mark. So this is a later version than what he's playing in his own YouTube video. I think the version he's playing there is from October 2021, while this one is from, let's see here, 3DO, from the 20th of December, assuming that I'm reading the date codes correct again. He's European, so I'm pretty sure he is. Anyway, that's not very relevant. So what I'm trying to get at is that there isn't the entire game here, and it's not even fully featured. Basically, we have the mansion that we can walk around and do the tutorial level, and that seems like everything's there. In that case, she talks to you, she runs you through how to do all the different jumps and climbing and all that sort of stuff. And then basically you can skip straight forward to the cave level, basically. And as you can see, there is a little frame rate thing there up in the top right hand corner. I'm not exactly sure what all those numbers mean, but I'm pretty sure the top one is the frame rate. And it hovers around 15, 16 frames per second, which definitely isn't as good as the official versions. I'm not exactly sure what frame rate the PlayStation version runs at, but I had a look at my review of it and just sort of had a bit of the footage, watched a bit of the footage there, which I will overlay right now. And as you can see, it's running way smoother. And on top of that, the draw distance is a lot better as well. In some portions of this 3DO version, the frame rate is actually a bit sickly, especially when you get into the larger cavernous areas. If you rotate the camera, it's very jaggedy, and my brain doesn't really know how to handle it. It kind of makes me feel a little bit ill, if I'm going to be honest. So, but that's fine. It's early alpha version. And also, kind of nice, you're given all the weapons and unlimited ammunition to begin with, so that's pretty cool. You can just run around, and in that level there's only bats and some wolves, and I think the hardest thing is a bear, but because I had like the dual semi-automatic pistols, I was able to take care of the bear very swiftly. When I played through the original PlayStation version a couple of years ago, it's the first level, you've just got pistols. Taking down that bear is quite challenging. But otherwise, there are pickups. I did find a couple of health packs, as well as the key and the head golem thing, whatever it is. I can't quite remember. You can pick those up, but there's no inventory. There's no start menu. There's nothing like that. And all in all, really, there isn't actually a lot to talk about, if we're going to be honest. It's basically, the key points is that frame rate hovers at around 15 frames. I've got a little list here. There's no menu, there's no inventory, even though you can pick things up. There is only the 2 levels, and obviously you get unlimited ammo. And it just occurred to me just now that I didn't actually die while playing it. Maybe because I was so easily able to take down the animals that were there. But I swam around in the little underwater portion of that first level, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I swam around for longer than what I would have in the original game before drowning. So I'm kind of annoyed with myself now that I didn't actually go back and see what the deal is if you died. So maybe I'll go back and play that after I film this little portion, and I'll put it down below screen right now what happens, and maybe show some footage if it's anything interesting. And otherwise you can skip the levels. When I looked up some other videos on YouTube about this from when it was first released, there was one guy whinging that the time it took to skip between the levels, the loading times were really long. I didn't find that in this version. It took maybe 3-4 seconds. And yeah, there's the free cam mode. There's not really much to say about that. You can just sort of fly around at will, and the levels generates, the frame, the drawing distance is exactly the same. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Like I said, perfect subject for a Sunday quickie, but there's not really enough here to go on a full video. But maybe there will be in later releases, because as the developer is very clear about, he plasters it permanently at the bottom of the screen as you're playing. It is an alpha release, so very early days, but it is very much a proof of concept. It's very playable. There's nothing technically wrong with it. It's just the frame rate could be improved, as could the draw distance. But it'd be interesting to see how far you can take it. I'm super interested to see what a fully fledged 3DO version could really look like. It makes you think, it could have been more of a killer app on the system. But then again, I get it was a killer app on the Sega Saturn as well, and look how that turned out. But apples to pears, grapes to oranges, etc., etc. Anyway, I'll leave all the links to the downloads in the description. It's free to download. I highly recommend giving it a go if you love your 3DO. Give it some love today. And yeah, that's me signing out. So thank you very much for watching this inaugural episode of Sunday Quickie for 2022, and I'll see you in the next video. I said video and episode there at the same time. Anyway, bye!